Here I am. Hello, everybody. Welcome. I just I had thoughts. They come out once in a while. So I had some thoughts. It happens. Sometimes good, sometimes not so good. But I felt sometimes I don't have people to really talk to. It's like I walk around my house talking to to myself. And my family just looks at me. Or they don't really understand what I'm saying. So looks like you've been busy painting. Yes, my painting's in the back. Do, 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 do. Yeah. um so a couple things that are coming up. And one of the things that popped in to my head, and then I heard it again, weirdly enough, and it was more tears are shedded over answered prayers than non-answered ones. And it's a quote by Saint Teresa of Avila. And I was thinking about that, and I'm like, oh my God, what does that mean? What does that mean? What does that mean? And I heard it again today. Someone else mentioned it, weirdly enough. And as I'm thinking about it, it was like I'm thinking of the astrology, because of course the astrology has to come in, and everything that's going on in the world and the chaos and blah blah blah. We all know. But this is Uranus squaring Mars, right? And not the same as, like, the quote's not the same as, careful what you wish for. You just might get it. This one brings in a little bit of melancholy and sadness, and inscribed in the heart of that quote, that is inscribed as Uranus as a planet's work, right? And now Uranus is that we see it as revolutionary. It takes the fixture of life and turns it upside down or inside out. That's what Uranus usually does. And and right now, and that's usually happens when it's forming a conjunction or a square or an opposition or a semi-square. But Uranus is forming a trine, and as it works with Mars this week, and then it goes from a revolutionary planet to one that is revelatory. Now, Mars, I want that is the go-to kind of guy. He's the guy that's going to get out there, do what he wants, grab it, get it done, find out who can be his ally and work with it and do it, right? And when Mars is in Capricorn, he's exalted. He's unwavering. And what it makes and he does what he wants. He's the maker of whatever it is, and whatever sacrifice that he needs to do to achieve it. And there's sort of an irony fabric that gets into this work, but it comes at a cost. Comes at a cost. Now, this getting what it wants trine with Uranus, with a notion of something happening that is unexpected. And I feel this week, actually, this great week, this accomplishment, what you want. And you have Mars trining Uranus, and they're both in Earth signs, Capricorn and Taurus. And we have a quarter square moon in Taurus, which is about expanding the energies on Earth, expanding these energies of what it is that we are wanting to do. And Mercury is coming up to its third conjunction with Pluto on February 11th. It's the idea with Mercury and Pluto conjunct with that Mars and Cap and Uranus and Taurus. It's a make of some kind of peace here. So when Uranus is trining or even sextiling, expected qualities that is revelatory. will get what you want. It'll happen in a sort of way that leaves you an unexpected feeling about it. Now, there's three sort of sections to this. First one, you make you may get what you want, but you find it that you're wanting, like whatever you're wanting, you get it, you embrace it, you collect it, but at close inspection, it's really not what you really wanted. It's great, it's wonderful, this is fine, I pursued it. It was, yeah, but it's not giving me the fullness that I truly, truly want. And it leaves you feeling like, yeah, I guess. The second is the idea that something you thought you can't live without is removed from your life. And you just and you held on to it for whatever reason. You held on to this. This is something that you wanted. You were convinced you couldn't live without it, and without it, that you had to make it happen. And it made you feel, give you status. It had to keep this, and maybe it was a security thing. But at first, that you feel, this is, how can I live without this? But then you might also experience that at the same moment, how can I live without this? And you might feel strange or kind of a relief with it. And a strange kind of like, I mean, a fear of losing it was always like, fear of keeping it was always like, you have a sword over your head, hanging over there, or anxiety heavy to safeguard and protect it. And it should be shattered. And, like you should be shattered over it, but, you know, you may still be shattered. You might still be shattered, but there's a strange sort of relief. So that's the second way it may show up. A third, feeling your gain comes at someone else's loss. Now, we know we've all had something like this happen, but a situation that someone loses and you gain. So, like in sports, that happens. They lose something to you, recognition or position or a person in a relationship, and you win them over. And that you both, that's something that you both had, but there's a feeling um, that it should be a good feeling, but realizing that somebody else lost as a result of your gain is sort of a bittersweet melancholy. Now, the thing about astrology, and there's no such the thing about astrology is like, it's I got or I lost it, is not, because the planets are constantly moving. Things are constantly moving, things are constantly changing. But I feel this week is really going to get us to realize what it is that we want to gain in our life and what we need to release from that. What are we hanging on to so tightly that we're so afraid of losing it? And then when we're going to lose it, it'll be like, why was I hanging on to this for so long? And I think we're going to come to some realizations this week, some real big aha kind of moments that are going to be coming in, because not only are the planets constantly moving, but the interpretation is a living thing, right? It's live. So this is something that is living, it's live, it's in motion, it's always changing, it's always taking shape. And I think with that conjunction with Mercury, this is the third of three. And the first was on December 30th, and the second was January 28th, which is interesting. Um, is something of a secret, where something unknown under wraps comes to light. That was sort of like the first pass. So something coming to light, something that was coming up, that was becoming unwrapped as a situation, or some unknown information was coming to the light. And on the 28th, we got to revisit it and revisit that feeling. And how do I keep a lid on it, or the confidence of this with someone that you shared with, that really, the information making you feel like an accomplice or making you guilty. And this is where it's like this information, it's like it's being revealed, it's coming out more and more and more. And especially when this is all taking place at pretty heavy degrees in the charts. So it's not only within the individual, but it's really happening within the collective consciousness and within the collective. And this is where things are being revealed and action steps are breaking up of confidence and people looking at it with a deal with um, consequences. What are the consequences to these secrets that are being revealed right now? We started seeing some secrets being revealed in December and especially at the end of December, and with Mercury and with Venus going retrograde on the 19th and then Mercury going retrograde, uncovering, unveiling a lot within the collective. And now a lot is coming forward with this. And we're stepping up to the plate and we're taking responsibility and we're living with it and playing with it. So we're coming to this place of saying, yeah, I need to take responsibility for what has happened. I need to take responsibility for these things in my life that maybe I kept secret, or maybe I shouldn't have kept secret, or maybe it is time for me to own these parts of myself. And in owning them, that allows me to shine even brighter. That in owning it, that allows me to say, hey, you know what? I don't have to be perfect. I don't have to have it all together. I don't have to be this ideal, angelic, whatever it is. All I need to do is be 100% responsible for my own reality and step up and say, yes, this is what I need to do. And this is coming in and taking that Mars energy, that main player, with Uranus, and come to the realizations that we can't go back. There is no going back. We are now on this forward motion of change and transformation within our world, within the collective consciousness. And this is all about with Mars and Mars going forward at this time and how that is going to be formed. This is a movement within ourselves and within the collective that is really taking charge and taking responsibility. And there's a lot of things that maybe we're looking at in our lives right now. We're like, oh, I should have done that sooner, or I could have done this sooner, or why didn't I let this go before? And it's like, now is the time. You probably couldn't have done it before, and that's okay. So now we're at this pivotal point, and we're pivoting into a new direction. And this direction is having us take responsibility, having us to go forward in a way that allows us to be totally authentic to who we are, and be able to look at the things that have been done, or maybe the hurt or the pain that has been done, that we take that responsibility and we own our part to it so that we can heal it, allow it to transform, and we can put it to the light so we can fully shine. And I feel that's where we're at right now. And this is a huge week for us to be looking at those places in our life that we need to step up to the plate and take those responsibilities. And as we take those responsibilities, we are taking on some really incredible energies. But it's not always easy when you're taking that responsibility. There are things in our life that we may have really, really wanted, or we really prayed for, and they showed up, and it's just like, no, that's not the way I wanted it to go. And I'm ready to see it in a new light or a new way. And so many scenarios go through my head about this. And if I taking what's going on within the world right now, we're going to see many standing up and starting to take responsibility. If, over the next several weeks, more are going to be coming forward and saying, okay, this was wrong. Um, and we may not have all the answers to fix it, but we're going to try. And that's going to be so important because we are fighting tooth and nail to um to keep to keep our sovereignty, to keep our connections, and it is vital for us to be doing that because as humans, we are here to connect with one another. We are here to evolve. We are here to create and play and enjoy. That's what we're here to do. And I feel like there's such a pressure upon so many to not be that way, to hide in the shadows. But this is not a time to hide in the shadows. This is a time to allow for the light to come up so we can balance the light and the dark. So we can balance them so the light doesn't have this heavy-handedness um for what is being unveiled to us. And there is going to be of a lot of heaviness that's going to be unveiled to us over the next several weeks and months ahead. And we are going to have to take a call to action in some way or some format within our own lives, whether that's financially, within our relationships, and in our projects and how we show up and how we are going to play the game or not play the game. If you don't want to play the game in that field, maybe it's time to look at it and say, no, I don't want to play that game anymore. And might not make a lot of people happy. It happens. But this is really a huge revelation and change that is happening. And for us to become more aware of what's going on and really take a full look at things. I mean, there's so much in my own life that I held on to, and this has to be the truth, or this has to be this way. And now it's like, no, it's not. And releasing it, um, because it's no longer for my divine self or that other person's divine self, or that project wasn't something that was really doing what it needed to be doing for me, and I maybe I really wanted it, and now it's like, no, that's not where I want to go. And sometimes it's hard to step away because of maybe status. It's our egos. It does. Our egos will say, well, you can't just step away, or you what are people going to think or say or do or whatever. So this week is going to be a huge wake up, I feel, for us all. And it is a fabulous week. I mean, this trine is really um, awakening, and it's getting us to see so that we're able to embrace even more and um, to see things in a greater light. So, I mean, there's a lot. I know this weekend was a pretty big weekend for many people. I saw everybody out there, boots on the ground, and laughing and connecting. And, you know, it's so beautiful to see. It's really, I love to see those horses out at Coots. It was so great. They even had a rally down in Oyama in BC. So I mean, there's such a energy that is passing through. Now, with this energy that's passing through, and it's wonderful, and it's great, there's going to be work that we have to do. This is a time where we can really look at the things that we would like to mold and, you know, and into a direction that is going to bring in a path of of I'm going to say of great light and with these frequencies that are coming in. So it is going to be a big week. It's going to be a week that we have to continue to shine. We have to continue to go forward. And as we go forward, to be really clear on what it is that we are wanting to go forward with. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's it. Those are my thoughts. There's so much going through my head right now of seeing things, and of course my brain goes into, I see it, but I also look beyond what I see. Right? I look beyond to what I see. I see this happening, but I know there's other things behind there that are at work, and I know some people don't like to look at that. But I can see it. I can see the other things at work there. And I think a lot of people who are at work on this dark side, some of them are going to come to the light. They're going to come to the realization that, ooh, this isn't the right thing that we should be doing. And there is going to be a revelation within them of seeing that. And this is going to be where we have to continue to be onward and upward and continue our light. There's a lot that's going to come out this week for people, and I think especially when it comes to the economy, more is going to be coming forward with that and how the economy is going to be playing out. But you know what? Onward and up there. I'm not going to get political right now. I'm going to leave you guys with that. And I want you guys to shine your light. I want you to shine and be those beautiful igniters within the world. And you know what? If you're wanting a consultation, they're on sale right now, and they're 15% off till 15th to the 15% off to the 15th of February. So if you're wanting to get a consultation, definitely book in. So I'm going to send you guys out so much blessings. I'll have the tarot readings up tomorrow. I will have the astrology all up for tomorrow, and we'll be back on for a live tomorrow as well. So have a blessed day, everybody, or blessed evening, and enjoy your Sunday night. Send out love and light to everybody, and be those beautiful shining lights. Have a blessed one, and we'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye-bye.